Sony is back in the flagship phone game with the Xperia X Performance, a new line with a brand new design language from the company. Since this is a fresh phone from Sony, we're going to give this video a fresh approach. I'm going to give you pros and cons about the Xperia X Performance, and you can make up your own mind. Let's jump in with the pros. Expandable storage is here, so if you need to carry your music, pictures, or whatever other miscellaneous things you carry on your microSD cards, the Xperia X has you covered. The cameras are incredible, which is not a surprise from Sony. They actually make most of the sensors in every other phone. You also get manual controls and an incredibly wide ISO range, but my favorite, there's no camera hump here. If you're an audiophile who uses your phone as a speaker quite a bit, first, get a good pair of headphones. But if you do rely on your phone, the front-facing speakers on the Xperia X are really good. And although the display is only 1080p, some of the folks in our office here actually thought they were looking at a 2K panel. It looks really good. Colors are nice and vibrant, and it does offer different color profiles to choose from. Not surprising from Sony, the build quality here feels outstanding. The glass display is really smooth and it feels premium. Its brushed metal back honestly reminds me of a refrigerator. It's got kind of a cool slab look to it. On top of nice build quality, the X Performance is also IP68, dust and water resistant. The phone looks and feels premium, which you'd expect for a price point of $700, which I promise you we are going to talk about. So let's just get right into it with the cons. That price point. The X Performance is the same price as the Samsung Galaxy S7, and for $100 more, you can buy two OnePlus 3s. I have a very hard time recommending this phone, a very hard time wrapping my head around spending $700 for a phone anymore, let alone spending $700 for a phone that doesn't offer what other $700 phones have. And aside from the camera and the Snapdragon 820, it doesn't really have flagship specs anymore. No USB-C, for example, no fingerprint sensor in the US, despite the button looking like Sony's fingerprint sensor. The screen is 1080p, although as I said in the pros, it's a very good 1080p. And I can't believe I'm gonna say this, it only has 3 gigs of RAM? Only, which is still a lot of RAM. But for modern flagships going upwards of 6, needs a little bit more. The button placement on the Xperia X Premium just left me scratching my head. The placement of the power button, volume rocker, and dedicated camera buttons all left me being like, whoa, what happened? The placement is really awkward. The buttons are super low on the right side of the device. The bezels on this phone are ginormous. I kind of accept bezels on phones like the iPhone because there's a physical home button there, but you don't have any sort of home button or buttons at all on the bezel. It's sort of a baffling design cue here. The general rule of picking up a phone for the next year, 2 years, it's not a phone that's going to be good now, but a phone that's going to be able to perform well in 12 months, 24 months. And while I think the Xperia X Performance will perform okay, it's tough to recommend at this price point. With phones being so good at a $500-600 price point, it's hard to wrap my head around $700 for a phone that's lacking really key features. Having said that, if you're a fan of Sony, you want an incredible camera, you want a physical camera shutter button, the Xperia X Performance is a decent option. If you want to do heavy VR, for example, you're going to want to look elsewhere. 1080p screen's not going to cover for you. But if your key selling points for a phone are camera, expandable storage, and water resistance, look at the Xperia X. If those aren't sort of in your wheelhouse, then you should definitely look elsewhere. So what do you guys think about the Xperia X Performance? Let us know down below. Just mash that thumbs up button. We always appreciate it. As you guys think about whether or not the Xperia X Performance is right for you, also give a thought to maybe creating your own website. Fun fact, the original JohnFordLakers.com was created using, if you said Squarespace, you are correct. I use it because it's super easy to create professional design sites, and I am not a coder and they require zero coding at all. The tools were super intuitive, really easy to use. And they're gonna give you a free domain if you sign up for a year. If you wanna create a website and you just don't wanna worry about learning how to code, check out squarespace.com/technobuffalo or use offer code techno for 10% off. Give it a shot. Everybody wants a website. Everybody fancies themselves the next blogging star. Now's your chance to prove it. Put your money where your mouth is.